The end is nigh. The tournament's conclusion upon us. On Sunday, we saw an excellent matchup in Tier 1 between Neneric and Welter. Neneric managed to take Welter to bracket reset, but Welter ultimately is the one who comes out on top in that Tier 1 matchup. But now as we come into the Grand Finals for Tier 2, the seeds 65 through 128 in registrations. These players voted unanimously to play on the exact same pools that the Tier 1 players are playing. And now, as we get to the end of this tournament, only 2 stand, only 2 remain to battle on this behemoth of a 9.5-star map pool. These are pools these players probably have never played on in a tournament setting. Some of these players might have the skill cap to play some of these maps pretty well in solo, but when you add tournament nerves on top of this, it's a whole new battle. But Lion proving they are currently the player to beat coming in to this Grand Finals on the winner's side. Origin, meanwhile, having to fight a hard-fought battle in that loser's third place matchup versus Ryua, but does end up coming on top and proving they are a worthy contender to be in this Grand Finals. My name is Suicune3. I'll be one of your casters today alongside Bezornau here. How are you today? I completely butchered your name probably, so
it's fine. I'm used to it by now. It's part of my resume by now. It's just the fact that I have a really complicated name, so it's understandable that people will butcher it. But yes, I'm doing very fine. Really excited about this final. These players already have met previously in semifinals winner side, where Lion just barely managed to go through against Origin, and now they face each other again to see who's gonna be the winner on a way harder pool compared to the last one.
yeah, I'm excited to see, how these players match up. I haven't done too much, player prep, but, having done, a bit of playtesting from semifinals onwards, I can personally say, that this Grand Finals pool is arguably probably like 6 stages more difficult than, semifinals. Semifinals was already a challenge for, many of the T2 players because, the T2 players, I think the rank cutoff for T2 was around like 3. Oh, it was 1. Hold on, I'm trying to find T2. It was about not. I scrolled past it. I might be stupid. It was about rank 500 down. I scroll way too fast sometimes. So we're talking like a 500, rank 500 to 1.8k, roughly speaking. And here we are with, some of the best T2 players, competing on this, 9.5-star map pool. And it goes to show, the resiliency of some of these players. For those who are, unfamiliar with this tournament, this tournament started with a group stage that had a 6-star map pool. So not only do you have to prove, your skill cap in this tournament, you also had to prove your overall consistency as well. And, for these players to make it this far really goes to show, just how strong they can be. And I am truly excited to see, what kind of scores, they put up today.
Definitely 2 really capable players of playing overall good on all the previous map pools. This one is gonna be a bit of a question mark overall. Obviously, Origin already had their match on this pool yesterday where they triumphed against their opponent. I forgot exactly who it was because I was not able. I was supposed to be there for that match against Ryua. Yeah, they were a 1-7-4, and they managed to prove themselves that on this map pool they're more capable than their adversary, but Lion has beaten them previously, so I don't know how it's gonna go down. It's probably gonna be really close as their last match, but the star rating increase is definitely gonna affect both of them quite heavily.
Yeah, for sure. Now that being said, these players, they didn't necessarily put up, terrible scores. I mean, I'm just looking like Origin. To give Origin some credit, like Origin's probably going to do the same thing this matchup as they did versus Rio and pick a lot of the aim mechanics maps. For reference, Origin dropped a 219k on Nomad 1 last week, which was Flyers, which is like 9.2 star 278 BPM cross green aim jumps. So Origin definitely has the skill ceiling, the skill cap, and the mechanics for some of these maps in this pool. What I'm really interested to see is how well Lion can match up to that, and also how well Lion can do on some of these more gimmicky picks. I'm looking kind of specifically at like a Nomad 3 potential, maybe a Nomad 7 angle perhaps. So there's going to be a very interesting matchup, I think, for both of these players. I'm interested to see the pick ban strategy.
Definitely. As much as you said that you haven't done a lot of player prep on the players, I can say the same except for Origin, who is a player that I know a lot about, and I can definitely tell you that Nomad 1 score from them is pretty much exactly what you can expect from them. They're a player that are really good on all the aim, more mechanical sided maps. Their probably like only weakness is heavy amounts of finger control, but even on some of the finger controlling map, they can definitely hold their own. So it's gonna be interesting, definitely. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information on Lion, so I can't really say much about them, but they've definitely proven themselves to be a formidable foe and a formidable opponent, because they've pretty much had a pretty smooth ride in the winner bracket, and they managed to just be here waiting to be the final opponent of this whole tournament for Origin, and probably gonna maybe ruin some dreams for Origin supporters out there, or maybe not. We'll see. It's definitely gonna be really interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure. We can see in like the warm-ups here already, we did see, on this, relatively difficult tech map, all things considered, difficult for what they would usually play. Like, Lion put up a very solid, like, 500 combo. Now, that being said, because, this tournament's pool difficulty is scaled up to, like, 10 billion, we'll have to see, how well it translates into, some of the picks into this pool. But I think both players have very solid picks for themselves, and, I think clear weaknesses to potentially exploit. And the other thing is Lion has a decent wealth of information. The Rio Origin match from yesterday, I think they played something like 11 maps, so there is a good amount of info that Lion can get from that. One of the things I'm potentially looking at for Lion, Origin dropped a solid 19k on Senseless Massacre Nomad 5. So, you mentioned the finger control not necessarily being there for Origin. Maybe a little bit of a... I don't know if necessarily it was a speed difference on Senseless Massacre, but, maybe that is something, Lion saw in the MP from yesterday and be like, this is something I could potentially exploit in my match. But the warm-ups are done, and we get into what could potentially be the final ban phase for both of these players. Remember, Lion is coming in from the winner's side. Lion has that winner's bracket advantage. It means Origin would need to beat Lion 2 times in order to win this tournament.
Definitely, probably the hardest thing for Origin right now is to keep down. They have to keep down, their head down. They have to push through. They have to win this match and then win the next one for them to have a chance of winning this whole tier 2 side of the tournament. But for that to happen, they have to go through this whole map pool and put up a great performance against Lion, and then having to do it all again. It's pretty much against their odds line obviously being so much favored, and also favored by the fact that they know what Origin can or cannot play more or less compared since you mentioned earlier that there was a lot of maps played yesterday. So, but moving into the first ban, seeing the Fremont 7 by Origin also says a bit.
Yeah. Nomad 7 is, one, it's 9 minutes, so Origin probably just does not want to play through the gauntlet that is Snore, and also it is just a really difficult map. It's really hard to hold combo at the start, and then there's like 1.5k like free combo, and then it gets back into misery. But if you break in that free combo section, it's almost a guaranteed lose. Lion does ban out DT2 and DT3, some of the more, flow aim and tapping heavy maps, so leaving Nomad 5 open. Origin will ban out the precision control DT as well, and I think, as expected, Origin will be picking straight into Nomad 1, Dancing Kung Fu.
No surprises there. What is a bit of a surprise is Lion's bans, considering yesterday Origin was the one that banned DT2 and DT3, so it's a bit interesting to see your opponent bans the same things that you banned yesterday, so there might be something to this that we don't know. My Lion might think that Origin is a better flow aim player overall than them, which can be true on certain maps. Origin has a history of doing pretty decently on a couple of flow aim maps, but I don't know. It's interesting to say the least as we get underway with Nomad 1.
Yeah, and we like to talk about aim slop in the community nowadays. Yeah, this is just the largest example of aim slop. We have some relatively tame jumps. You look at this and you're asking, Suicune, what do you mean these are tame jumps? These are cross screens. Yeah, but when we're not in like ki sections, the first is they are technically less spaced. That's all I am saying. Origin does find a little bit of an early drop. I believe Lion dropped in the first ki though as well but has the very slight combo lead, accuracy lead in favor of Origin as we get into the second ki here.
I feel like this is what we're gonna see for most of the map. We're just gonna see players hitting most of the ki section and then missing on a couple of nodes, as we've seen from both Lion and Origin so far, but Origin maintaining their advantage quite heavily, especially AC advantage, as has now been quite separate after after that little ki section from Lion, where they keep on dropping accuracy and keep on missing slightly, and it's just not helping their accuracy at all.
Okay, what is Origin doing? Like, why is he actually hitting most of this? Hello?
This is prime Origin gameplay right here. This is what we're expecting from them. This is what they're known for. This is what they're doing.
This is actually like such a good score from Origin. I was rewatching the pool showcase to kind of refamiliarize myself with the map pool a little bit while I was cooking earlier, and what we brought up something very interesting in the showcase as Origin I don't know how he single missed that section. Hello?
Oh my god.
This is an insane score. Like, hold on, because I do believe this was played in both of the box welter matches. I want to compare this score to those matches. So Origin drops a 253k on this.
Holy.
Which, if we look at the first match of Neneric Welter, I don't know why I said box. If we look at the first match of Neneric Welter got 284, Neneric 204, and then we look at the second match and Welter drops a 223 and Neneric 191. So Origin proving like he's got the chops for this. He's got the chops. That is an actual insane score there.
Yeah, for a bit of context, Origin has had a pretty important part of their also career if you can call it. Like, I mean, yeah, also career, where they played a lot of relax only, or just a lot of DTA relax only, and just overall aim relax only. So, you know, that's where most of the aim comes from, and then they managed to translate all that relax skill into just their overall skill set, and now they're right here.
I was going to mention, before we saw, the crazy origin pop-off at the end, Wowie said something very interesting in Showcase. I think it does apply heavily. The T2 matches, I think, have been interesting, not necessarily because, of the skill cap, but more like these maps are mostly, I think, going to be decided by who, for the most part, is better at hitting filler. Because most of these, like, Ki sections are probably going to be nigh unhittable as we get into Lion's first pick at No Mod 6. So guys, do you like Pudding Funfair? Yeah, well, this is just Pudding Funfair, but, as the pool sheet, as the sheet says, Pudding Funfair on Adderall.
About as close as a description we can get to the actual reality, because this is just, yeah. Map is just insane. Both of the players kind of matching each other.
Yeah, it's really hard, I think, for these players to get, a decent combo. Like, in a typical tournament match, we would say, 7k score lead. That's not a lot. Consider the following. The combined scores of both of these players is about 50,000 right now.
Yep. More or less as it gets closer to 60k, but the difference is it's even though it says 5k, it's actually so much bigger than that.
Yeah. Because neither player has really been able to hold, any sort of combo, really. Accuracies are pretty much about dead even. Lions actually managed to build, and did build up a little bit of combo, but then chain missed that entire pattern. And Origin with the 7k score lead, this is actually, prime breakpoint potential here. Because again, these scores are pretty much non-existent right now. So even if the, score lead says, 7k, that is pretty massive. Given, the context of, the combined scores of both of these players.
It's getting even bigger in the side of Origin, and there's a lot more misses on the side of Lion compared to Origin, and they're both just chain missing pretty much. They're trading chain misses, so it's gonna keep on the advantage for Origin as it's pretty much 10k and the map ends. So yeah, that's a really important breakpoint from Origin, moving themselves even closer to a shot of having that bracket reset. There's still a long way to go, but definitely this is definitely a good start for them.
For sure. You can just see how brutal this map is. Both of these players, I think, did hit like over 40k score, and then, the ending just completely tanked their score back down to 20-30k, so... And this is No Mod 6 is one of those maps where, even if there are quote-unquote filler sections, it's still stupid hard to read. So, yeah, a bit of an unlucky pick here from Lion, as Origin will now go into the Hidden One speed mech tech, basically. Origin... probably feeling a little bit better about some of the gimmick maps, at least in terms of the reading, quote-unquote, in this pool. So, has a little bit of expanded options now, but still gonna go with some of the more mechanics-heavy maps in, the Hidden One. And I think, for good reason.
For sure. I think they will just continue to pick more into their stronger side rather than trying to go for something different than usual. I think they'll just rather stick to what they're mostly comfortable with to ensure they have the best of chances rather than just, trying to gamble a bit with picks like some of the winning ones, as you said.
For sure. One of the challenges about this map is even though there's still that aim component, this map has some devious flow aim patterns and some devious streams as well. So, very high chain miss potential as well. And I think this is one of those maps that's really going to be determined by, which player is better on some of the more filler sections of this map.
It's definitely an interesting start so far. Both players pretty much matching each other. Origin started a bit better, stronger at the beginning, where they've held a bit better hack and combo. But Lion is picking up the pace, as right now they're having a pretty decent combo to themselves. Just before they miss on that little stream.
Yeah. Origin back with the combo advantage, has the accuracy lead as well, as Lion did find a few more chain misses earlier. Finding a few breaks in this section as well, whereas Origin, is able to actually hold on to, a pretty sizable combo. Does finally drop it, but, trading it with Lion has, it now has about a 30,000 score lead a quarter of the way into this map. It's still a relatively lengthy map, all things considered, but Origin is looking, a lot more comfortable on this map right now.
Definitely a bit into their element. I was gonna say they found a break that kind of would cost them, but Lion instantly traced them as we get into this absolute madness of a section. Both players struggling to hit any of the patterns. Lion finding a lot more chain misses though compared to Origin, as Origin is holding a bit better overall on the section, managing to push themselves slightly away, but it's still pretty close.
Yeah, you can just see how difficult some of these Axel D-cell flow patterns are. As Origin chain misses that one, Lion actually does hit that particular Axel D-cell, but still down in accuracy, finds an unfortunate slider break in this filler section, and I think Wowie, might have been onto something, with which player is more capable of hitting, more of these filler sections in these maps, because with scores this low, you want to get as much combo as you could potentially get in some of the, easier sections to give yourself that chance. Origin, so far in this match, has done a better job of hitting, more of these fillers, and right now is being rewarded with it with a potential early 3-0 start to this match.
Definitely doing a bit better than Lion, but Lion has had so many more chain misses, unfortunately, throughout this whole map, and I think that kind of just drags them down so much more, because their accuracies are like 6% apart almost, and that's a big hit to the overall score of Lion, while Origin manages to almost get 90% back. It's kind of floating between 90% and 89, especially with those chain misses. Now it's gonna drop quite heavily, but yeah, really strong start from Origin.
Yeah, doesn't quite get the same score that they had versus Ryua yesterday, but ultimately at the end of the day is you take what you can, and at the end of the day it's just doing better than your opponent, and so far Origin clearly up to the task, as Lion, the immediate hidden 4 pick. This is a really funny map. As you can see, the difficulty is very silly. This is, it might be a 6.8 star map, but this is a pure slider tick following challenge for the most part. And it really just goes to show you, test your slider knowledge and your knowledge of slider mechanics in this game. So I'm interested to see how this one goes.
Another really interesting pick. I think Lion's picks so far have been really interesting. Origin maintained their comfortable pick, while Lion has been kind of going for, I don't know if kind of controversial picks, but they're definitely going for the more interesting maps in the pool.
Tall order for Lion though, picking this into Origin. Origin did drop a 188k score on this. Actually, I believe... No, I don't think this was a breakpoint versus Ryua, but it was still a very strong score regardless.
versus Ryua, it was it was their own pick. So this is a pick that Origin has picked themselves in yesterday's match. So picking a map that your opponent has proven themselves that they enjoy in the past is it's a bit risky, but maybe Lion knows something we don't, and they know that they're really highly capable on this map. Or they might just want to test the waters to see how Origin is feeling today. Maybe knowing that they have that second match also gives them confidence to try different stuff in this match to see how it goes, and then in the next one have their only comfortable picks be showcased. That could also be a case.
Yeah, but, you know, we say all this, but Origin's found a lot more breaks. Lion has actually managed to hold through this first Ki section. That slider is just not hittable. I'm sorry.
That's an evil slider. That's a really evil slider.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see, you know, how fast you have to follow, you know, some of these sliders. And you know, some of these reverse sliders as well, you can't just, like, cheese your cursor either. You actually have to, like, aim pretty much every single one of these sliders. Because I do believe some of these... I don't remember if some of these have invisible slider ticks, but you really do have to, like, follow them. And you can just see, you know, how much cursor flailing needs to be done on this map. Lion still with the score lead so far.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, some of these sliders are not hittable as both players continue to trade misses. It's a very slight score lead for Lion right now. The accuracy is roughly about the same, but not entirely safe for Lion just yet. This score lead really could flip back at any point if, you know, Origin is able to build up some sort of combo in this, you know, last third of the map and Lion finds chain misses. But as long as both players keep trading breaks, it will favor Lion overall.
It will keep favoring Lion. It's the matter of one section that a player hits and another doesn't. There's little to no difference between them. Lion pretty much holding 30-ish more combo than Origin right now, and that in the grand scheme of things is not a lot, and now it's kind of a big advantage for Origin if you can manage to hold this for just a bit longer. Fortunately,
but he doesn't
break.
Yeah, doesn't follow that slider properly, so it does find a drop. Dude, some of these sliders, Yolk's Pipe, man, what the heck, bro?
No comment shall be made on the sliders. Those are evil, evil sliders.
It is very silly after all. Origin does actually improve, you know, their score from yesterday up above that 200k mark. Unfortunately, you know, Lion, better combo at the start, really, of the map is what's able to give Lion just that very slight edge in the score lead. About a 10k difference, 11k at the end of that spinner. But as long as you outscore your opponent, that's pretty much all that matters, and you can see that combo difference. That's one of the big reasons why I think, you know, Lion was able to, you know, take this map at the end.
For sure, definitely the biggest factor overall that differentiated the two, but it was really close. The map was really close. It could have gone both ways at any point, but props to Lion for picking a map that Origin has shown that is really capable on and win on it as well. So that's a really, really just dominant play, I would say, from Lion, as we see the first more speed flowy aiming map on Freedom Dive, the Nomad 2.
I love Arliss maps! But I think, in all fairness, this is actually, I think, a solid pick from Origin. This wasn't played, actually, in the Origin Ryua match at all yesterday. But one thing that I did kind of forget about Lion that, you know, I think makes a big reason why Origin picked this is Lion is actually not... I don't think Lion is nearly as comfortable on, you know, higher BPM stuff. Like, sure, Origin may have banned out, you know, DT2, DT3 yesterday, but I feel like Lion banning them out today, I think, shows that potentially Lion might just struggle a bit more on, you know, some of this higher BPM stuff than Origin. We will have to see. It did look that case in, you know, the hidden one, which was about 238 BPM roughly. We did see Lion struggle pretty heavily on, you know, some of the more tapping elements of that. So we'll have to see as we get into, you know, the Arliss Freedom dive.
Considering Lion's ban compared to Origin's ban yesterday, it definitely seems like Origin was scared of Rioa on the Flow Amy high BPM maps, and Lion is the same against Origin, as there's definitely a big difference between the two players, as there's an SS on Origin compared to 87 AC of Lion in this beginning. It's definitely a huge difference between the two players right now, and it's clear to see that this map is gonna go really just one-sided. Just one-sided map.
Yeah. I hate to say it, you know, this early on, but with Origin still holding on to, you know, the double S, it might already be over, unfortunately. So we'll just have to see how long Origin is able to hold. The first half of this map is, you know, a lot easier compared to, you know, the rest of, like, the last half, but I think with, you know, how uncomfortable Lion has looked on some of the higher BPM stuff, and especially on this map in particular so far, I think it's simply a shrug it off and, you know, go next. Just play through the map, enjoy the song, and, yeah.
Pretty much. That's the only thing Lion can do right now, as it's kind of over. We're not even halfway through the map and it's pretty much over. There's just absolutely zero thing Lion can do. They would need to absolutely FC like pretty much half of the map for them to have a chance, considering how Origin is still playing, finding a lot more misses than in the beginning as the difficulty of the map only ramps up. But still, just 100k difference. The biggest difference that we're probably gonna see today on a map from these two players, as Lion absolutely just refuses to hit this stream at all.
Yeah. You know, you think OD9 is like, you know, a reasonable OD, but you have to also remember this is Arliss Freedom dive. You will just note lock and die anyways.
Yep, it's how this map goes. The level of flow aim and tapping that you need for this map is it's really high, which is showcased in the SR of the map, but it's like it's so much more than that. This map is brutal. It's probably one of the more brutal maps flow aim wise by a long shot. There's obviously harder maps. There will always be harder maps, but this map is it's really just so brutal. Especially stream patterns like those are just so hard to hit consistently.
Yeah, and it really just only gets harder. You can see even in this commerce section of the map, you know, Arliss does not care. Lafayette does not care. The spacing still gets larger anyways. Honestly, shout out to Origin, though. Actually hitting most of that stream, like, my man. He is ready to game.
Incredible scenes here. Another no model type performance where they're just absolutely popping off. Managing to hit even like a bit of that really spaced stream pretty comfortably, which is just insane.
Unfortunately, though, neither of these players are Cookie Z. They do not hit the end stream, but it does not matter. The map was pretty much over from, you know, the first quarter. And Origin now with the 4-1 lead in this match.
Instant hard rock to pick by Lion. Not even, again, Just like that hidden four, not wasting even a second, going straight into the hard rock too.
Oh, Hitogata on the Ryusei cassette, but mapped by Z numbers. Osu for ants, ladies and gentlemen. This is AR, I believe, like AR 9, CS9. So, yeah, AR 9.1, CS 9.1. Yeah, you heard me right. This is CS9 precision. We're talking hyper precision. You better be prepared to, hit some, you know, really tiny circles with some really large spacing. I actually don't know if either of these players play mouse. This is definitely a mouse favored map for sure.
Origin, I'm pretty sure plays tablet and they play small areas, so this is gonna be interesting.
Oh,
I'm
he
pretty
plays
sure.
small.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 50% sure. I don't remember because I'm horrible at remembering. This is definitely... I hope you brought your binoculars for this map, because you'll not be able to see the circles for most of it. The sliders are gonna be visible, but the notes themselves are gonna be pretty much impossible to see. I'm managing to hold, not missed yet. Origin found a really early miss, then finding another one. Traded by Lion though, but Lion gaining themselves a pretty notable advantage AC and combo-wise as they missed right before the break.
Yeah, this is a very short map. We're already halfway through, and you know, Lion has a very sizable score lead. And this map does not get any easier. Origin found a break on that back and forth burst, and I think just like with Nomad 2, I think it's safe to say this one might also be over in favor of Lion. We do have a little bit of a flow aim section at the end here that both players that we could see potential chain misses on at CS9. So can't say it's over just yet as we get into this ending here. Lion does find a few breaks, though Origin has held on, but no breaks on that reverse slider. Drops a little bit of accuracy. Lion chain misses at the end, and it did bring that score lead down, but didn't chain miss enough, and Lion is going to take, this Hard Rock 2. Not nearly as convincing as I think he probably would have liked, but still a very solid score from Lion here, and is at least able to keep this match somewhat close. Still down that break point, though, and he's gonna need to find that break point somewhat soon in order to hopefully tie this match up. But unfortunately, Origin going back into the mechanics, and is gonna pick DT1, the Dio self pool.
The self insert is crazy, but to be fair, this map fits pretty much perfectly, and so there's nothing that we can say.
Yeah. But this is a deceptively, tricky, interpretation of, a pretty classic song. Dio does like to map in a very, like, Satin-esque style, so lots of, like, perfectly overlapped objects. So, add the fact that, they reduced the AR on this to 8.5 base, so we're talking some pretty dense, AR-10 overlap reading with some pretty nasty bursts at 267 as well.
Oh my god, and it's already obvious that it's gonna be another similar situation. Aim-wise, it's pretty equal, but tapping-wise, there's definitely a notable difference between the two players. It's probably gonna get a lot better considering there's a lot more aim patterns than tapping, but when you get into those 267 bursts, as you mentioned, it looks really one-sided.
And you can see, like, just how difficult some of these patterns can be to read. Both of these players hitting, able to read this map decently well, Unfortunately, it's just, you know, Lion not having fun with, you know, the screen patterns. His Origin actually does hit that one burst, and is going to be rewarded very nicely with, you know, a sizable combo into this, you know, second verse section. Does miss on that square, but missing on that square not going to matter in the grand scheme of things when Lion, unfortunately, just struggling a lot more on, you know, the more tapping-heavy aspects of this map.
If you play DT and you struggle on tapping, it's pretty much a death sentence, especially considering the fact that the WOD is named Double Time and it just pushes every single BPM to the moon. This map pretty much proving that, as the bursts are just pretty much killing Lion's chances on this map heavily, as aim-wise they've been doing pretty decently, but it's just those bursts. Both of them hit this section now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, Lion down pretty much his entire score versus Origin, so with less than a quarter of the map remaining, it's looking exceptionally unlikely that, you know, you'll be able to bring this back, and with them trading misses on that one screen, it's going to be another pick for Origin, and Origin going to be able to go up 5-2 now.
Definitely showing the overall speed advantage, carrying over from Namatsu, where it was again a tapping advantage. Here is the speed advantage as well, where Origin pretty much uncontested on this map, as the same as Namatsu, and they're gonna push themselves even closer to that bracket reset. Only 2 points away, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens if it continues this way. Not looking good for Lion right now, though, I have to say.
Yeah. I think the saving grace, if you could put it that way, is there isn't that much in terms of, like, speed left in the pool. I think in terms of high BPM stuff, I mean, obviously there's Senseless Massacre, but I feel like if Origin hasn't picked Senseless Massacre yet, I think he's just also very equally uncomfortable on it as Lion. So I'm thinking something Origin would probably go for something like, you know, the Hard Rock 4 Ragnarok, potentially, as the next pick. But Lion is going to go pick into Nomad 4. I believe this is a map we haven't seen at all yet this weekend, and I think for reference, like, this is stupid hard. Arc Room era maps are works of editor, but maybe not necessarily, you know, suitable for gameplay.
Maybe not suitable.
Yeah. For reference, MREC dropped, I think, something like 216k for its showcase. Just let that simmer for a second. MREC 216k on this map for a showcase. Not even a bad score. This map is just dummy hard.
It's a map that's dummy hard, and it's a map that I personally don't understand why you would pick against Origin, but again, Lion definitely trying, just like maybe on that Hidden 4 where it was slightly close. Maybe they also expect that they're gonna do pretty well on this, as both of them barely just miss on that slider. That's absolutely evil to hit. But overall, this beginning is a lot more favorite to Lion, so Lion definitely has practiced this map a lot more. Definitely understands this map a lot better than Origin, as Origin is struggling a bit, finally seeing a couple breaks from Lion, but Origin is not there to gain an advantage from this either, because they're not managing to hold any sort of combo in this sections, as the sliders only get harder and harder to hit.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see, you know, just how goofy some of these sliders are. Lion is just holding better accuracy, a little bit better max combo as well, and you can kind of see, you know, where that score lead's coming from. Origin leaves that slider ball too early, does find actually a break on that triangle slider, so doesn't get that slider taken. So Lion now has yet another combo lead into, you know, this last half of the map.
I've heard this expression from one of my close friends a while ago. What are these Picasso sliders all about? These are pretty much the definition of that, since they're really, really artistic, but absolutely impossible to hit. Lion, though, being one of the players that has been a lot more comfortable on this map than Origin by like quite a bit, as it's clear who has practiced this map a lot more than the other.
Yeah, this is a pretty solid pick here from Lion. We did kind of see a little bit of a glimpse into, you know, Lion's comfortability in, you know, a lot of more of these like techie style maps in the warm-ups earlier, and you know, it is, you know, proving its worth. You know, 90k, you know, doesn't sound like a lot. However, you know, when you're basically doubling your opponent's score, it suddenly means a lot more. And yeah, that ending was a bit brutal, but Lion is gonna manage to take yet another one of their own picks. So again, still somewhat able to keep the match close, but still needs to find a breakpoint on one of Origin's picks to have that chance to tie things up.
I said at the beginning of this map that it's a weird thing to pick into Origin, but Lion definitely knew what he was doing. He just like that Hidden 4. He definitely knew what he was picking into. He definitely knew that he was a lot more comfortable on it, and he's been proving that on that Hidden 4 and on this Nomad 4 that is just absolutely insane. Nomad 4, yeah.
But I did mention this at, you know, at the start of Nomad 4. You know, Origin still has, you know, at least the one tapping pick left that I think would make sense. And Origin does pick it. Graham versus Camellia, Ragnarok, Hard Rock 4. Yet another 234 BPM, you know, mech tech pick. This I believe this is not a map that's seen very often, I feel like. But yeah, this is a brutal like mech tech pick. I do believe there's also a fair few like alt sections, but yeah, I mean, this is just, with how much tapping is in this map as well, you can kind of hear some of, you know, the percussion in this. Like, I believe the tapping will be a struggle for Lion. I'm not sure how confident Origin is on Hard Rock per se, but just given, you know, how high the BPM is and, you know, what we've seen from Lion so far in this match in terms of, you know, just tapping, it's still looking like a very solid pick for Origin here.
I can definitely tell you, as much as Origin is not the best hard rock player out there, they're definitely not a pushover either. They're pretty decent on a hard rock. Maybe not all types of hard rock, as we saw on the Precision one, they quite struggle heavily, but on more mechanical maps, they definitely can put up a big fight and bring the challenge on to pretty much a lot of the players, and in this case, especially to Lion, as this map, I would say, kind of favors Origin a lot more, especially the BPM and just overall way this map is mapped is gonna be more favorite to him than Lion.
A little bit of an early 1/3 section. Both players holding on so far. Better accuracy for Origin, but you can see, you know, some of these 234 BPM bursts, and Lion, the first one to find a drop.
get right into the GI section as we're seeing misses left, right, and center from both of the players. Both of them managed to hold just a bit, but they keep on getting either chain misses or just small little unfortunate breaks. So the Origin advantage cannot be pushed more forward, and Lion cannot catch up to Origin either, as they just find constant breaks, both of them. Origin managing to stabilize themselves a lot better in this section compared to the KI, where they can finally grab themselves a lot more combo compared to Lion.
Yeah, the 150 combo lead, the roughly, 5-6% accuracy lead as well, is giving Origin a pretty nice, pretty nice score lead overall. That being said, decently long map. It is, aside from, the Nomad 7, which was banned, the second longest map in the pool, pretty much. Another tiebreaker length song, so... all things considered, there could still be time for Lion to catch up, but with those breaks on those Quints from Lion and Origin hitting that Axel burst with a 600 combo into the second KI section, it's looking a little bit doomed. Does finally drop on the decelerating 1/3 pattern, but with now a 70k score lead over Lion, which is, more score than Lion has themselves. It's looking, again, like a decently solid pick here for Origin.
The difference is, it's again quite heavy. On especially the last couple picks from Origin, it's been like this, and it's clear that this pull does not favor Lion as much. There's definitely some more gimmicky-ish picks where Lion can absolutely shine compared to Origin, but most of it is definitely not favored to them at all. Definitely the high SR comfiness is shown here by Origin, as they're a lot more they perform a lot better on this high SR maps compared to what Lion can achieve at all, especially when tapping is involved.
Yeah. And as we get into the final quarter of this, Origin, once again, building up a pretty sizable combo for themselves. Actually, okay, finally does find a slider break and a few here and there, but held on to a pretty nice combo there. Breaks the 200k mark, and, just showing, the relative, greater comfortability on this compared to Lion. And, as these maps just get harder and harder, the mechanic, the higher, mechanic ceiling you need for maps like this is what's pushing Origin over the line right now, and it's going to secure Origin at the very least tiebreaker. But it will put Origin on this match point here to see, if he's able to close it out, within, the next, 4 points to force a bracket reset.
Odds are definitely in their favor for bracket reset now. Before, it was a bit of a question going into this, especially considering Lion has already beaten Origin in the previous stage, but it's definitely this high SR where Origin is absolutely shining on compared to Lion. Lion having to resort to more gimmicky picks to grab themselves points. So it's definitely interesting. It's definitely entertaining, to say the least, to see pop-offs like this one on this Hard Rock from Origin, and what we saw on the Nomad 2, or a lot of the maps that Origin has been absolutely super comfortable on. There's quite a couple of them. And it's also interesting to see Lion's overall skill on the more gimmicky maps, where they managed to outscore Origin by a bit or by a lot. Overall, really entertaining match so far. I would say slightly one-sided because of the tapping maps, but apart from that, it's been definitely really, really close.
Yeah, for sure. And to give Lion credit, like, aside from, that unfortunate no mod 6, this would, this would be, like, a 6, like, 4 territory, because I do believe it still has been that one breakpoint on that no mod 6 so far.
Pretty sure it has been, yes.
But we get into, quite literally, I think, the hardest map in this pool. Maybe no mod 6, maybe no mod 6 gives this map a run for its money, but this hidden 2 is stupid hard. We are talking 7.5 star alt speed AR8. Just kind of put that into question. Alt speed finger control AR8 mechanics at 7.5 stars. This map is dummy stupid. I think when I was playtesting this, I think I dropped a solid 15k.
Fire.
I know we had a few other playtesters try this. Crazy dropped, I think, 30k. Yokespy, I think, dropped like a 60k. So I had to recruit Markram to get the replay, and I think he dropped like a 150k. So Markram might just be the GOAT.
I think any score above 100k should be put like in a frame and on your wall on this map, because this map is gonna be like another situation like the No Mod 6, where it's just gonna be who can miss the least and who can manage to grab themselves the best just overall combo on it, and who can combo the more easier part. Not like there are a lot of easy parts on this map, but it is important.
And you can just see how brutal this map is. The flow aim, the quick changes from, like 288 alt to 288 speed on this. Yeah, it's brutal through and through. Origin so far faring just ever so slightly better, but yeah, this map is impossible, if you couldn't tell already.
I think if we see any score close to 50k, we'll be in for something, because so far I don't think we're reaching 25k. Especially this pattern, absolutely insane. You need so much absolute finger control for it. You need to understand how this pattern pretty much goes, because it stops, it goes. You need to be really good at reading to understand it. Origin managing themselves to hold quite well compared to Lion. Lion also managed to hold a bit of it, but finding a lot more breaks though, and Origin finding themselves with a pretty big combo, probably the biggest combo we're gonna see on this map. That 147-ish combo that we saw from them is probably gonna be as big as of a combo as we'll see on this map.
Yeah, and you can just see how difficult, these reading pigs have been, Like, you can just see, just how stupid impossible these maps are, and it really just goes to, show, like, I don't know, man. These players are putting up their best. Huge respect to these players. Like, my god. Origin actually able to, get about a 20k score lead over Lion on this right now.
I said we're gonna be in for a treat if we see 50k on this map, because I don't even think they're gonna reach 25k. But like, Jesus Christ.
Now, believe me, this last quarter is we are going to see, we're gonna see both these players lose immense amounts of score.
Yeah.
This ending is not hittable.
There goes the 50k. We saw the 50k for a bit at least. That's what is important.
Yeah.
I remember it in my heart, even though the match score is not gonna show it. I'll remember it in my heart. Although Origin is managing to hit a bit of it, which maintains their score quite a bit. Not enough to maintain the 50k, but 47k on this map still is absolutely insane score. Lion dropping the 30k as well, but just not enough. Origin wins the first match, managing to push this grand finals to bracket reset.
Yes, congratulations to Origin on that one, winning 7-3, taking the 2 breakpoints against Lion on, you know, the reading picks, and, you know, having a very solid pick strategy, you know, overall. Lion, to give them credit, I think respectable pick strategy. It's just, unfortunately, you know, the double breakpoint from Origin on the reading picks means you probably need to start looking into some of the other, you know, other picks in the pool potentially to counter that. You know, looking at the potential lack of no mod 3 pick, which I find just a little bit surprising from Lion, I think. So, you know, we'll have to see what will happen for, you know, pick ban strategy coming into bracket reset. But I think regardless, it's been a good first match. I'm sure it'll be an excellent second match. Unfortunately, that will be it from me here. I do have to head out, unfortunately. So you guys will still hopefully have Bez here, and hopefully somebody else in the commentators. So hopefully one of the other commentators will be able to hop in alongside you. But I'm going to have to sign out here. Thank you all for watching, and do enjoy bracket reset for Lion versus Origin.
After that insane performance from the first grand finals match between Origin and Lion, we go to bracket reset. We might see a different story overall. Lion already now with a lot more knowledge, even more knowledge now that having played against Origin on these maps, is probably gonna have a different pick strategy. Origin already starting with the same ban as last time on the Nomad 7. Definitely a map that they don't want to play, as they've banned it twice now. It'll be interesting to see if Lion will ban the same. I'm probably expecting to see the same bans from Lion, but one of them changes. This time the DT3 is left open. That performance from Origin on the Nomadsu definitely left Lion a bit more scared to have it just open. So we'll see what map Origin will ban as their last ban, and overall last ban of this whole tournament, as this is officially the last match. DT4 is the last ban from Origin. Pretty sure that map was just banned last time as well. Yep, that was the Origin with the same bans. The only ban that changed was the Nomatsu from Lion. And we go into the same old story from Origin. Origin knows what what they can play and what they can't play, so they will just fully embrace the maps that they've won already on. Same first pick from Origin on Mod 1 last time, dropping in pretty insane result, a pretty insane score of, let me open the MP link actually, considering I did not have it open before. I should have it open now. Yep, score of 252k last time around, while Lion dropped 106k. So last time around, Origin definitely proving themselves on this absolutely, just pretty much as Suicune said when this map was first played, aim slot map, but it's only cross screens. I would have another term to call it. It's pretty much average loved map in 2019, where it's just only aim. Since there was an era of maps where it was just mapping constant jumps while being fully full screen. There's a lot of maps. I'm not even gonna start naming them because there's just so many. A lot more closer start this time around. As I said, that Lion does find a couple more misses. Origin again hitting most of the cross-screen jumps. Absolutely just showing the same amount of comfort they showed the first time around on the Nomad one. So they're not pushing down. I think they're gonna push even higher this time around compared to the last time if they continue up with this score, because they're already pushing 200k and we're already halfway through the map. We're probably gonna see an even better performance from Origin. The map is only gonna get harder though, so I don't know how much of these full screen jumps they can hit. Origin does hit that full cross screen, and both of the players already pushing beyond what they showed the first time around, as Lion is already beyond the score they've had on the first run of 106k, and Origin already pushing over the 256k they've gotten on the first run. Pushing 300k, but already being in the last quarter, I don't know if there's enough time. They'll have to hit a lot of these cross-screen jumps. Still managing to hit so many of them, finding a slider break then at the end of that jump pattern, absolutely destroying this map. Almost getting 300k, just barely pushing to it and falling back because of misses or chain misses. Finally pushing, breaking the 300 ceiling, getting 305k on this map. Probably best score on this Nomad one in both tier 1 and tier 2. Absolute just insane performance from Origin. Under 30 misses. Just absolutely probably one of the most insane scores. And if it's gonna continue the trend, we're only gonna see better and better scores from both of these players, as both of them pushed beyond what they did on the first run on the Nomad one. So we're probably gonna see a similar trend for the rest of the map. This Hard Rock 2, though, picked by Lion, last time went in the favor of Lion, but it was really close considering the first half for Lion was a lot better. But then the second half was pretty much almost all Origin, almost managing to grab themselves back into it. But it's still a map that's favored by Lion, as they definitely proved themselves a lot better on this precision pick at CS 9.1 and AR 9.1. Probably as gimmicky as a Hard Rock will get for precision. It's super difficult. Gameplay is in full force, as this map is gonna be probably even more difficult on the second run than the first one, as we see it just a complete miss on the first circle from Origin. I don't think all the practice in the world would make you feel comfortable on this map. Maybe you can understand where the circles are, but seeing them is the biggest challenge, and having the precision to hit them is also really important. both of them pretty much matched each other's combos pretty well. Origin being slightly behind because of the slight accuracy difference, but both of them are pretty much matching each other in combo-wise, so a lot more close than the first run so far. Origin does find a couple more misses on the first note and that note just after the break, and that little pattern. Map also being really short, being only 1 minute 30. Lion already pushing themselves at 100k difference, finding themselves finally a miss, breaking all that combo they managed to build. But I don't think there is enough map left for Origin to get combo on. They would have to pretty much hold this combo and hope for a lot of misses from the side of Lion for them to have a chance on this, and I don't think it's happening. Even with the stream ending of this map, both trade each other on that little pattern. So I don't think it's enough. That big chain miss from Lion though started moving the score difference really fast, but Origin broke at the end of that stream pretty much and didn't allow the score to switch, but ended a lot closer than it started. Lion definitely showing yet again that this map is all about him, as they keep on. They picked it this time a lot earlier than last time, and they had a lot more comfortable time this time around compared to the first one, where that second half did not prove as challenging as on the first run. Hidden 1 picked by Origin last time, also picked by Origin. Pretty sure last time was it was a pretty decisive double score difference by Origin as they had a score of 129k compared to the 68k of Lions. So this time around, pretty comfortable win by Origin on this Hidden 1, but Lion had a lot more chain misses compared to Origin, so that was a big factor of why Lion was so far behind. Accuracy-wise, it was also really bad, as there was a pretty big difference between the two. But combo-wise, overall, I'd say Origin on this map last time performed double the amount of what Lion did. There's 9%, almost 9% accuracy, no, almost 7% accuracy difference. Less than double the miss count, and almost double the combo of Lion last time from Origin. We'll see what he can muster up this time around as we get right underway with the Hidden 1. This beginning section, I'm pretty sure last time also started being a lot more better for Lion, but once we get into the more difficult section of the map, Origin started to pick themselves up and managed to be a lot more consistent and comfortable. Right now, it's not a great start from Origin, as Lion is definitely a lot more comfortable on the first run right now, but this map is 3 minutes, so there's times to see absolutely everything. The score is trying to switch over, but it doesn't switch over because of the act difference. Both trade each other, so it's not gonna switch over unless we see more misses from the side of Origin, but we see only more misses from the side of Lion. Origin finally finding another break as well. Really close between these two players, constantly keeping each other in between that almost 10k points score difference. Pretty much mostly maintaining themselves at 5k score difference. That's a big miss from Origin, but as the streams come in, both of them absolutely miss it. Lion getting that score difference so much closer to them, but a lot of this chain misses is only going to make it even more difficult for him to have a chance on this map. But both of them finding a lot of chain misses overall. It's just constantly fluctuating, this score difference. All the combo that can be held by any of the players is going to be really insanely close, as the score difference switched over for a slight second with a couple hundreds. That big chain miss though is so detrimental for Lion though, as it's gonna drop their accuracy a lot, and Origin manages to grab themselves a pretty good combo, as this part of the map is a lot easy. Them finding a miss is gonna be important, but Lion trades it right after, so this is really close overall. I feel like yet again Lion has Mostly the struggle is on the tapping streams where the chain misses pretty much pushes themselves out of contention on this hidden one. This time around, Origin is finding themselves a couple more chain misses, so definitely keeping a lot more closer than last time. Lion as well has been a lot more comfortable on everything else that's not the streams, where they've managed to hold pretty well, but Lion manages to hit one of those streams with chain misses on the second one. Pushes the lead back a bit, but just not enough. It's still that 20k difference that we've seen in the whole of the second half of this map. And with this ending, that's pretty much mostly tapping focused. I don't think there is a lot of chances for Lion to make up that deficit that they've been lacking in the second half of the map, as they just constantly just only find chain misses. Origin managing to grab themselves another 120k performance, this time a bit lower than last time, but just by a 2k. But Lion definitely improving on them score from last time, but again, not enough for them to make a difference on it. Going to the Hidden 4 with the funky little sliders, probably the most evil sliders you ever see in a map, with Hidden added on. Last time around, Lion managing to win this map just barely with an 11k score difference. This time around, they hope to do the same pick order from last time as well. The hidden one straight into the hidden 4. Probably seeing the same script again. I think I need to switch over the page to see the updated script for this bracket reset, but nonetheless, we go on to this hidden 4. Last time it was overall combo that triumphed above anything else, so we're probably gonna see a similar story where these evil sliders are gonna ruin any chance of holding the combo though. Beginning starts off pretty tame on this map. The sliders, although being difficult, is definitely not the hardest sliders on this map, as you will see shortly. Origin found the first break in this map. Lion finally finds their break after managing to hold off pretty much the whole beginning section quite well. Most of the difficulty of this map comes from following the sliders completely, as the sliders have pretty much full takes on them, and you have to follow them absolutely perfectly for you to have a chance to combo the sliders and not break all of your combo that you've been holding. Especially sliders like those that are absolutely super fast and have awkward patterns. Not the circle one, but definitely the spiral one. Lion almost hitting it quite well, unfortunately not enough. A lot more even overall. It's mostly that combo from the beginning that keeps Lion still in the lead, just like we saw last time on this Hidden 4. It's just that it takes only one moment to greatness for a player to absolutely have a big advantage and carry it over throughout the whole of the map. But this time the difference between the two players is a bit more notable, as Lion's accuracy is a lot better than last time, being more close to 96 than last time, where it was a lot closer to the 94s. With the breaks from Origin as well, is only gonna make Lion's life a lot easier, as they're absolutely hitting every single slider. Even that slider was hit by Lion's breaks right after, unfortunately, so not managing to continue gaining advantages from it. But Lion a lot more comfortable on this second run of the Hidden 4, as they just absolutely are shredding these absolutely just evil sliders. I have no other word to put them, because they're absolutely evil to play and hit. Lion finding a break. Origin trades right after, and pretty much been the case so far throughout the whole of the map. Even though Lion found really unfortunate breaks, Origin not managing to capitalize on those. finding an outbreak right after, so Lion keeps on gaining their advantage, already beating their score from last time. Not like it matters. This time Origin a lot further out in the score compared to the first run. So Lion having a lot more comfortable time on this hidden four than last time, where they've also proven that they've absolutely mastered this map as they hit a couple of these absolutely insanely patterned sliders. Yeah. This is another port for Lion. Overall, they started the map a lot more even than last time. Maybe Lion knowing that, maybe Lion finally having the knowledge of the more gimmicky picks that he won last time. He knows what to pick a lot better, and he's also a lot more comfortable on them considering from the first run. So I think it's good this time around. This bracket reset is probably gonna be absolutely close till the very end. There's still a lot of the maps that we haven't seen in the first match, as it was quite one-sided, as Origin manages to pick DT1. And yeah, on that first match between Origin and Lion was mostly a lot of mechanical and tapping abuse from Origin, where he absolutely destroyed Dandomatsu, finding such an insane score that it scared Lion into changing their ban from DT free to Dandomatsu to ensure that Origin does not get another free map in this pool. But this DT1 last time was also pretty one-sided, where Origin absolutely destroyed it. Not because of the aim, but because of the tapping, as it has a couple of 267 bursts that are absolutely insanely hard to hit if you're not really good at tapping, and especially tapping on DT. AR wise is not incredibly high. It's AR10. It's pretty normal for DT maps, and the aim is pretty difficult in some section, but it's mostly the burst where I feel like the players are being differentiated a lot, as we already see from the beginning of the map. Lion already struggling on the burst as he did last time. Both players managing to hold pretty good in this beginning section of the map, where Origin is the first to find the break, but Lion falls shortly after as we get right into the Ki section. The accuracy difference is, of course, mostly because of those 267 streams and bursts, where Lion cannot match what Origin is managing to output. Although Origin this time around seems a lot more shaky and overall not as consistent as on the first run, but still enough to manage to continue to just gain an advantage on it, as Lion is still not a match on this DT1, unfortunately. So this is gonna be one of the one-sided maps that we will have to see in this match. There's definitely another couple maps where Origin can definitely showcase their full skill, as the Origin hits almost the full stream except the last node where they find an unfortunate miss. Both of them hit that little awkward burst pattern as we get into a mostly all aim section, where Lion is managing to combo quite well, but it's always that stream that ruins all of their combo that they manage to gain throughout the aim sections. And it's a pattern we saw in the first run, and it's the pattern that we're seeing right now. Lion not being able to match Origin on tapping, and it's pretty much the biggest detriment of this DT1 and a lot of the map that have been played. And it's, again, what we mostly see throughout this bracket reset match, as well as we saw on the first one. This time around, lower performance overall from from Origin. As we saw in a couple of other maps, Origin not managing to match the scores from their first run, and Lion improving slightly on the scores from theirs. So Lion overall in this second match has been looking a lot better than the first. Still not enough to manage to close the gap on the maps that have been absolutely super one-sided. As we will go in the Nomad for a map that's an absolute insane banger, but unfortunately for these players it's an absolute impossible, not a mess, but an impossible artistic slider map that it's just insane to combo. And last time around we saw Lion pretty much showcasing that they practiced the map quite a lot to the point where they know exactly what they need to do to combo it a lot better than what Origin has been able to do. As last time they have exactly the double the combo of Origin, as Origin had 120 combo and Lion had 240, and the score difference was 40k. Accuracy wise, it was mostly because of the slider and a couple more misses from Origin. So yeah, bans are not the same. Bans this time, same bans from Origin, Nomad 7 and DT4, but Nomatsu switch up from Lion instead of the DT3. DT2 still being permabanned by Lion. That scored on Freedom by Origin scared the living heck out of Lion, so they did not want to face that again. They did not want to suffer on that map again, so everything else pretty much the same. This time, Origin hitting that slider a lot better than Lion finding an earlier break, but that doesn't matter as we get into the underway with the actual map, and this is what we'll see for the absolute rest of the map. This type of mapping is what Lion last time proved that they're absolutely insane on, as if they absolutely hit that both of that pattern, and they're still managing the whole combo as they hit absolutely everything. It's actually insane. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say right now. Finally finding an unfortunate slider break, but they managed to hold most of that section. Absolutely insane performance overall from Lion. Already better than their first run score, and we're only almost halfway through the map. They're almost matching their first run score. This is insane performance from Lion on the second run of the map. Both players not being caught out by that absolute evil triangle slider. Having a little bit of a chill part so they can recover for what is gonna be this last third of the map, which is gonna go back into absolutely just complete insanity. A lot of chain misses from both of them, as the difficulty of the map is only gonna continue to ramp up, and the sliders are even gonna be more difficult to hit than the first ones. But the advantage has already been set by that absolute insane performance on the first half from Lion, where they absolutely managed to hit a lot of it, and they managed to hit a lot of these as well, as they still managing to hold combo, finding an unfortunate slider break right over there, but still pushing themselves so much further. Almost 100k from Lion. Unfortunately, a lot of misses there. Drops their score a bit backward. There's still definitely a bit of time for them to push to over 100k. They just need to lock in just slightly more. Origin has pretty much already been confirmed out of this map, as I don't think there's any chance for them to recover, and I don't think unfortunately it's gonna be enough for Lion to get 100k on this map. But really impressive performance nonetheless. Getting 96k on this map is pretty much as good as it can get. That's an insane performance from Lion, especially considering they've hit pretty much the most difficult parts of the whole map, while Origin still struggle same as their first run, managing to perform a lot better. But a lot better, unfortunately, is also been the case for Lion. We will go back to the Hard Rock 4 this time. Last time around, Origin had a pretty decent. Again with the same order of maps. We've went DT1 into Nomad 4. We're going into Hard Rock 4. This is literally the same order as last time, where Origin last time got 241k and Lion struggled a lot on the tapping of this map, especially considering there's a lot of spaced flow Amy patterns where Origin definitely showing their tapping prowess the most. But going into this, so far this match has been definitely a lot closer, and I don't know if I should say definitely a lot more entertaining from my side, as they've both just showcased even better performances than last time. They both are pushing above and beyond. They both want to win this T2 bracket. They both want to be the ones that win the whole thing. So they're fighting pretty much to the death on it right now, but this map last time was pretty one-sided. I believe Lion has a fighting chance on it, but it's just mostly those tapping patterns where they absolutely get pretty much their hope lost. If he manages to hit at least a couple more of them than last time, there's definitely gonna be a chance for Lion to bring a lot of the fight through Origin on this Hard Rock 4. But as we get underway on this map, small little one first section, Origin being the first one to break this time. As we get into the build-up section just before the Ki, there's a big miss from Lion, which is gonna affect them as we get into the Ki section. Origin still managing to hold combo, and now it's gonna start to look pretty grim for Lion. Both of them trading breaks. Lion managing to hold a lot better though than Origin on a couple of these, but a lot of chain misses is what pushed down Lion last time, and it's already starting to creep in here as well, as we saw that big chain miss from Lion. Not looking really great, as Origin is already pushing at 300 combo. Lion finding even more breaks. Origin as well though, so both of them definitely finding their shares of breaks, but Lion needs to do a lot better for him to have a chance. It's 50k already, and we're already 1/3 in. I don't know how much hope there is for Lion on this map, as there's a clear image that it's probably gonna go mostly the same way as last time, as we see a lot more misses from the side of Lion. I'm breaking on that end of that space stream. Origin managing to hit, but slider breaks right after. The advantage is already getting close to 100k, getting pushed a bit down as Origin finds themselves a couple of misses right there. Lion managing to hold quite well in this section so far. On the mechanics side, they both are pretty much equal, but when it gets to any of the flow aim and tapping patterns, there's a clear difference between these two. But this time around, Origin looks a lot more shaking than the first run, and Lion is pretty much a lot closer than he was last time. But unfortunately, both of them are having their score pretty much cut down in half. And I also have to remember everyone that hasn't watched the first match between these two. This last third of the map for Origin was really good. They managed to get their highest combo of the map in this last third, so we kind of have to hope for any Lion supporter right now. We have to hope that Origin does not feel as comfortable as they felt the first time around into this. But for Origin supporters, everybody out there is probably cheering, knowing that this last quarter is gonna be all that matters, as they're gonna manage to keep Origin is gonna manage to keep up the advantage. Definitely finding a lot more misses than the first time around, as maybe the nerves are creeping in, knowing that they have it in the bag in this map and they're getting closer to winning the whole thing. Maybe the nerves are pushing Origin to make a lot more mistakes, being a lot more shaky, definitely missing and slider breaking a lot more than the first time, finding big chain misses, but Lion just not being there to match or capitalize on any of the mistakes from Origin. Even though he absolutely outperformed out of his mind, he put a performance of his life on that Nomad 4. This Hard Rock 4 is, again, as last time, all Origin. And it's another point for Origin, as it's gonna move the match for free. Halfway point of this match, and it's looking as close as it has ever been. The question is, what can Lion pick? All the picks that he won last time have been picked. It's only a matter of if Lion has something secret hidden in his sleeves right now, but every single map that he won last time has been picked and has been won by him. It's only that Nomad 6 that was really close between the two that could be picked by Lion and to have a fighting chance on, but Origin has proven that he was pretty decent on it. But we'll see the Hidden Free, and I'm pretty sure that's a debut for the Hidden Free between Origin and Lion. It is in fact so. We'll see the first appearance of Hidden Free in this match between the two. It has been played already in the grand finals between Origin and Rioa, where Origin picked it and won it. So definitely interesting to see getting picked by Lion. But then again, Lion has been proving that they can definitely match Origin on more mechanical side maps rather than tapping speed focused maps. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they perform on this Hidden Free. This Hidden Free, pretty unconventional AR for this type of map, but yeah, none of them are scared of the AR. They both know what they're getting into it. Origin obviously knows the best, as he has played this map before, so and won it. So it's only a matter to see how Lion will perform on it, as it's the first time we'll see Lion on it. Both finding a couple of misses in this first beginning. A big chain miss from Lion though pushes their accuracy really far behind compared to Origin. But there is 3 minutes 30 of map, where we could see switches, misses, and absolutely everything in between from both of them. But this beginning section from Origin so far is pretty good, and they managed to hold themselves a pretty decent 200 combo, finding themselves finally a break. Lion was also holding almost 200 combo, found a big chain miss on that space flow pattern. As we get into the Ki section with these really long sliders, both of the players managed to hit both of them chain missing on the same pattern though, so it's getting reset. All that combo that they've been holding, both of it reset. Lion managed to climb back in accuracy, and now is almost matching Origin in accuracy wise, so that is also going to be important in the grand scheme of things if we're going to see a lot more breaks from both of them. Score difference only 12k, is moving closer to 10k, as there's a slight combo advantage for Lion, and that difference is not going to be that big, but fortunately that break is going to be pretty detrimental for Lion, as this section still has a couple of easier patterns than what the Ki sections offer. So Origin will manage to grab themselves a couple free combo here and there as he hits the float pattern, but Lion does not. So Origin now in the driver's seat, snowballing the lead quite heavily in his favor, as he finally manages to find a slider break and stop that snowballing just a bit. both of the players absolutely hitting this flow pattern. Lion finding one miss and both missing the end, but holy. This map is so close between the two. That 30k difference might as well be 0. Origin finding a really important action chain miss. Lion, if he manages to continue to hold, this is gonna be a point for him. But he has to hold throughout the rest of the map, and that's a really spaced flow pattern that neither managed to hit. The lead has been moving a bit closer to the side of Lion, and now there's a bit of act difference in his favor, but that big chain miss is pretty much gonna ruin all the chances that we're pretty much gonna get into the ending section of the map. And now the difference between the two is 30k. Origin has the combo. Both chain miss on another flow pattern, and I think this is pretty much done and dusted on this hidden free, where Origin has been managing to be slightly more consistent, and that slight difference in consistency from Origin has managed to give them the fighting edge, where they managed to absolutely outclass Lion, not by a lot, but just by enough for them to win this hidden free pick. That 414 combo pretty much being the deciding factor of the whole thing. As we move into as we get to see the first breakpoint of this whole bracket reset match, and going into Origin pick, he can move on to match point if he wins his pick. But it's important to point out that there is the least amount of maps that we've seen so far in this pool. He has to pick his next pick carefully. Maps that we have already seen from last time are the Nomad 6 and the Hidden 2, which have been both won by Origin, but not by a lot, so I don't think he wants to go into those, as well as he knows Lion is definitely competent on them. But we'll see the Nomad 6 actually from Origin, definitely wanting to keep the match close, and probably one of the maps he's also more comfortable on than the rest of them, as a lot of the maps there are quite insanely hard, and maybe not wanting to just fully speed abuse and pick the Nomad 5, but considering their score from yesterday on the Nomad 5, maybe they're also not the most comfortable on that map. It is I'm pretty sure it's 270 BPM, absolute insane, just rain of a speed map. We're underway with Nomad 6. Last time around, the difference between these two players was pretty much non-existent on this map, as Origin managed to pull themselves and get 38k compared to Lion's 28k. And if you just hear those scores and don't know the context of this map, and you say those scores are absolutely horrible, and I here to argue with you and say those scores are absolutely incredible considering the difficulty of the map. So far, the beginning not looking great for Origin, as Lion manages to keep themselves quite good, but the accuracy difference is what keeps Origin in the lead, even though they've not been holding combo as good as Lion, but Lion still manages to hold quite well on a couple of these. We're just gonna constantly see misses from both of them, as this map is absolutely impossible to combo. I don't think anyone that's not the greatest breeding player of all time, that also has insane finger control potential, can even get close to full comboing this. I don't even think full combo is a possibility on this map. This map is absolutely just insane to play. Both showcasing already top-notch performances compared to last time, but then again, the ending of this map is pretty much impossible to combo, as we saw in the first half. We're probably gonna see all of their scores drop quite heavily, but so far so good. They're performing a lot better than the first time. The score lead is the same as last time though, where Origin is definitely just slightly more comfortable on it, where it's gonna be that the same difference as the hidden free, where those slight differences between the players is what pushes the eventual winner. And yeah, this ending absolutely impossible to combo by any of the players, and I would say any player ever, as this ending is absolutely insane. Both of them just constantly dropping back to score, not managing to hit absolutely anything, and Origin just barely managing to hold on. Both of them definitely getting a lot better scores than the first time. Lion improving on that 28k with a 40k, but unfortunately, even if Lion has the most impressive improvement from their first run, it's not even close for them to challenge Origin on this Nomad 6, as last time it was almost the same story where Origin pretty much outclassed Lion on this map. I can't say pretty much because it has been close throughout the whole of the length of the map last time, and it has been the same this time around. Origin, though, has secured themselves tiebreaker for this tournament, so we'll see how Lion responds. HR freeze the response. I really fear this HR free is not favored towards the Lion. I say that because right after they picked HR free, they say cool map, and usually for me that's a big red flag of them not trying to go for a win, but rather picking fun maps to just end this whole thing. And I hope that's not the case, because I really want to see tiebreaker one final time. I think that will be the most fitting end for both of these players, as they've clearly showcased that they are not only capable but absolutely insane at just everything. But yeah, moving in to this Hard Rock Free. Pretty sure this is another map that has been that's gonna debut in this match between the two. But Origin, I think, played it yesterday. Let me check. Let me check so I'm sure I don't just spout things randomly. Yes, HR3 was picked last time yesterday by Rewa, but won by Origin. So this map, another map that Origin has won yesterday, and this is where my fear of Lion picking maps that he knows that he doesn't have a big chance of winning, but mostly because they're fun. He just wants to end on a high note this whole tournament run for them. But I say that, but both of them managing to match each other quite well. I am not having a great time on that little back and forth on the slider. Not looking good. This map is only 2 minutes and we're already halfway. And right now the difference is in favor of Origin, but Lion is holding himself on the same pattern quite well, finding a miss and then a slider break. Not looking really positive. Difference a bit in knack, a bit in overall combo, as Origin has been holding a lot better on this Hard Rock Free compared to Lion. And I fear that this might be the end for Lion. But I say that and Origin finds a really break, but both of them chain miss on that back and forth fast jump pattern as we get into the last quarter of the map. Lion finds another miss, Origin managing to hit it, but finds a break right after. Difference between them on this last thing is, last quarter of the map is absolutely impossibly small. Both of them hitting a lot of these difficult patterns, and there's just not enough map left. It is pretty much GG. It's over. Origin did the impossible, got the revenge for their semi-final match, won their first grand final match, and won the bracket reset, crowning them the T2 winner for the Bizarre Holiday Singles. Oof, that was a mouthful. That was definitely a mouthful of a sentence. What a match between the two players. What a performance from both of them. Showcasing the absolute best of their skill sets, showcasing probably the most entertaining match we've seen, even though it was really one-sided on the tapping mass, but on everything that was mechanical was close until the very end, and it was absolutely insane to watch these two players perform. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna hear Dio say anything. Dio's here in the chat to say a couple words, but I don't think he'll be joining the voice chat to announce anything. So I'll just say congratulations to Origin for winning the Tier 2. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure commentating this Grand Finals match between the two players, and it's been an absolute pleasure being here joined by Suicune in the first Grand Finals match, and ILWA for streaming both of them. Thank you very much for being here streaming this absolute banger of a Grand Finals, because this stream couldn't have been done without you. So special thank you to you. A special thank you to Dio for hosting this absolutely insane tournament, which has brought so many banger of matches for us all to enjoy on stream. So yeah, thank you all for enjoying this tournament. Unfortunately, this will be the last of it, as this is the final match ever, period. Don't quote me on that. It's probably, I don't know if they're gonna be more in the future. That is up to Dio. But yeah, that has been all from us today. Thank you again all for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, year, month, whatever. Hope you have a great time. Bye bye.